live. We live.
Yeah.
Okay, live. Live. Now you're live. Okay, welcome to the special edition of Vote Sports. Today we want to talk about Manchester United. They just sacked Ten Hag yesterday. Now they are looking to bring in another coach from Sporting Lisbon. The issue here is that in go work because that's the problem. You know about bringing coach, and we are apart from Amorim moving to Manchester United. That's the latest news now that Amorim is trying to Manchester United is trying to sign this guy from Sporting Lisbon. His name is Amorim. So let's see if he's going to be doing well. And yesterday, controversies in the Ballon d'Or. Rodri won that Ballon d'Or, and everybody was, talking about Vini, Jude, but it was Vini that everybody was talking about. That Vini was robbed. Me, I don't even understand how they will say that Vini was robbed, but that's how he ended, that Vini was robbed yesterday's award. But okay, let's start with Manchester United, because Manchester United is, the news broke this morning that they are about to sign Amorim from Sporting Lisbon. As this evening, they have said they are now negotiating to pay his 10 million euros plus that he's going to be moving to Manchester United. Probably, we don't know yet. Probably, I'm guessing after the international break. In the next 2 weeks, we are going to international break. So, what do you make of that? What do you make of Amorim moving to Manchester United, John?
Yeah, for me, I'm excited about the news. Even though in a sense I'm not really excited, because I was expecting, this is the guy that we've been keeping in the books under wraps to come in and take over from Pep Guardiola, should in case he decides to retire, maybe at the end of this season or next season. And Manchester United want to come and usurp our successor. They want to usurp our successor, and they are doing it in broad daylight.
Nobody usurp anything.
It's usurp.
Nobody usurp anything during the summer.
Why didn't Manchester United look out for Amorim while they were looking to bring in a manager before they signed Ten Hag? And at the end of last season, when they were looking out for coaches to take over his position, while they were assessing if they were going to let him stay on or not, he wasn't on the list.
He was on the list.
No, he wasn't on the list.
Let me tell you the list of
players. He wasn't on the list.
John, let me tell you the list of managers that was on the list during the summer. Amorim, Tuchel, Xavi was on the list. This Frank, whatever his name is, was on the list. Frank Thomas was on the list. Many managers, Zidane was on the list. So they couldn't approach all these managers. Nagelsmann, if you remember him, the German manager.
It was between Tuchel and Nagelsmann.
Simple. The list
long.
No
other person was approached over the summer. Simple.
And the worst part of it is, out of all the managers on the list, we only hear rumors about Tuchel on the list approach. But yet we could say it within ourselves. I could say with my full-chestedness. I will talk am. Make I speak English like John Small. With my full-chestedness, say all the managers in Man United look out for, they just didn't make proper contact, or they didn't make enough proposal to lure them to the club. You get, so with that, Amorim was on that list, and they had to let Ten Hag stay on the job. Now it's a thing of a shame to let Ten Hag stay on the job and and let him go after 9 weeks.
Okay, guys, I'm seeing comments here. Okay, welcome, Blurry. I can see you. Welcome to the show. This is Vote Sports. We are a special edition of we talk football here, and the football we are talking about today is, we are talking about Amorim moving from Sporting Lisbon to Manchester United. That news broke today that he's going to be moving. So let's see what is going to happen. So that's what we are talking about today. We are talking about Amorim moving to Manchester United and the Ballon d'Or, the controversy. What do you even make about that Ballon d'Or? Do you think that Rodri should be winning it? What do you think and make of it? You can drop your comments. We'll interact with these comments here. If you tell me who you think should be winning that Ballon d'Or yesterday, do you think Vinicius should be winning it? Because yesterday everybody was talking about Vinicius should win, that. I even thought about Jude first, that Jude should be winning it, but we are going to go there. But now we are talking about Manchester United. They sacked Ten Hag yesterday. They said that they don't want to do again. They are not doing again.
They don't do again.
They want another new coach, but Vanessa is going to be taking over probably
for Leicester game and maybe Chelsea.
Then then Ruben might be coming in before the international break. But let's see what happens. So, what do you make of this guy? Amorim is a good. If you look at his stats this season, he has been fantastic. The way he coached this, even though he plays probably three at the back, it doesn't matter. But what do you make of him? Because he's a young boy. He is trying to break into that big league. Sporting Lisbon and Manchester United are two different things.
Yeah.
Of course,
You know, Ten Hag was winning anyhow with Ajax. Even reached the semi-final with Ajax.
I just want to make a striking statement at this point in time. Okay, Jose Mourinho started, small and built himself from Portugal. Nobody expected that Mourinho would do what he did with Porto when he did it with Porto, winning the Champions League with Porto, winning the Portuguese Primera Division with Porto, and then transcending on to better jobs and better clubs. Now, this is a manager that is in that frame. This is a manager that is in that frame of Jose Mourinho, in the sense that he favors a 3-4-3 formation. But if you watch them play, it can alternate when they need to defend to 5-2-3. It can also alternate to a 4-2-4 formation, and it can also alternate to a 3-4-5 formation. So for me, I feel he's a good manager, sound manager tactically in that sense. But now look at this. He is also a winner. He's won 5 trophies with this club. One with what's their name now? SC Braga. And 2 Portuguese League Cups, and 2 and Super Cups as well, and 3 of the other cup there in Portugal. So he's had 5 trophies in his trophy cabinet. For this season, I think he's unbeaten for this season, and his side are scoring good goals. So for me, he has had a fantastic foundation at Sporting Lisbon. It's now the right club to take his career forward. Is Manchester United going to be the right fit? Or is he going to take his career back to the village?
Yeah. Okay, what do you make of this? Do you think that his record, if you look at this season, he actually been doing well? Because me,
I'm really apprehensive of him going to Manchester United.
He go pay you, John. He's supposed to pay
no, he's supposed to pay me.
Because you want to make it go Man City, but it's fine. He do okay like that. But look at the manager. Look at his record so far. For Braha, no even start as a player. This man now play against Evans 2012 Champions League. You get, he play against Evans, Braga versus Man United. Now fast forward to 2024, from that's 12 years later, he want come coach the same Evans to Man United. I know he get 30 goals scored, which a team has scored. That's why you see Victor Gyökeres on the news every day. He scored 30 goals and considered only 2 in 9 matches. And if you look at the long spell of maybe the total of the plus the Champions or the Europa League and Champions League and all of that game, you see that he's played 14 games so far. 14 games, and he scored 36 goals, considered 3 goals. You get, this is a manager that wants to come and take over Man United. We know his style of play. For the past 4 years in the Portuguese league, we've seen his pedigree. Moving from Braga to Lisbon for about maybe 8.6 million euros. Now he's moving to Man United for 10 million euros or more. I just think the Wahala in Man United will not overwhelm him. I'm just feeling like Man United fans now are singing Amorim praises. They are beginning to dig out Amorim ball, the tactical analysis of Amorim, how they play, how he set up the team to play. This was the same thing they did for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This was the same thing they did for Man United. Was Louis van Gaal. This was the same thing they did for other managers that have come in. Van Gaal, Louis van Gaal. This was the same thing they did for other managers that have come in. Van Gaal ball, Ten Hag ball, better than Ole ball better than Mourinho ball. Everything ball is now is Amorim's ball turn. Now are we sure that after 2 years, this same crop of Man United fans singing Ole out. That's when they sang Ole on the wheels. Went on to sing Ole out. This same crop of Man United fans that said Ralf Rangnick, father of Gengen pressing, is here to change the whole thing. Now they said that Ralf Rangnick is about an empty-headed human being. Ten Hag ball is here. Now Ten Hag has turned to a bald-headed eagle that doesn't. Now look at it. They went on to say he is a fraud. And in comparison to what's it called, the man at Liverpool and Slot, Man United fans went on to say that Ten Hag is a fraud in comparison. That not all bad-headed Dutch coaches are fraud. That's in comparison to what this man has brought in his first season. And they forget that in Ten Hag's first season, they were also singing the same praises for him. They were hyping up praises for him. So me, I'm just looking at Amorim now. He's a good coach, no doubt about that. Because before you come
He's
to
a
Man
young
United,
coach. You know how
see,
this happens.
see,
If you come to Manchester United, you are feeling that you are too much.
if he comes to Man United now, he will be one of the best coaches or one of the younger managers
Of
in the
course,
Premier
no
League, because
doubt,
we have
no
only one
doubt.
player, we have only one manager that is younger than he. Three managers that are younger than him right now. I think that's McKenna, who's 38. The guy at Southampton, Russell, who is 38 as well. Then the guy at Brighton, who
Brad,
is
yes.
31. So these three coaches are younger than he is. He's 39. We have two other coaches, 31 and 38. Two other coaches are 38. Now he will be younger coaches. He will be a young coach coming into the side to play alongside. Now playing as a head coach to be assisted by Van Nistelrooy, which means they want someone with the club's culture to help him grow the team.
We were talking about
But then I think he should be allowed, if he is going to succeed, he should be allowed to come in with his own backroom staff.
See, it's not something you come in instantaneously. Look at Ten Hag when he came in newly. He didn't come in with his own backroom staff at
But
all.
go look at other managers. Go look at other managers that have come in. They've also come in with their backroom staff.
If you are coming in the summer,
because you have people you trust working around you, people you can trust that you are working with. You have people who already know how you want to play the football. Is just importing the same system into the club.
If you're
okay,
working with
we have comments here on our YouTube channel. Lopez, I can see you, Lopez. Thank you for the donations. Please subscribe to the channel too. I like what you are saying here. Lopez is saying, I want Simeone and Gattuso to come and yell at Man United players. I think that probably they are spoil kids. He's also saying no more Netherlands players or Netherlands league players. He doesn't want any Netherlands. He doesn't want because they have brought in a whole lot of Netherlands players in the squad.
There was something we used to say when we were young. We say it's go Dutch or go home. And I think Ten Hag now bringing all the Dutch managers and most of the Dutch players into the first team side kind of changes the atmosphere in the side. You know, at some point we were talking about what's it called, Nuno Espirito Santos for Portugal at the time when he brought in the Portuguese feeders team, Portuguese second team to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and he's likely supposed to do. He was likely going to do that at Nottingham Forest, but the fund at Nottingham Forest is not allowing him to do something like that. So he's bringing in maybe somebody with a touch of Brazilian flair. You get. So managers like this know the style of play they want to play. They go into the league to bring in the players that would adapt easily into their style of play. But I'm just saying this, the energy in the Premier League is quite different from the Dutch league. You get? And if this manager does not understand, I think that was the mistake Ten Hag made at first. And Zeski, for the life of me, is not given the freedom to play the flair football he played at Bologna. So I'm not going to fault Zeksi. I'm just going to fault the manager that he didn't have a way to coordinate the team to play his football. And he didn't have enough time to do that with the new signings.
John, if you look at this Amorim guy, what do you expect him to do? Because this deal is almost done. Maybe today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, he is coming. But do you think that he can
actually...
you. He go pay
you.
But
hey!
You know where me I fear? You know say you fear say he's supposed to take over Pep. Because now Pep supposed to take over Alex now. Before Alex can say he go stay one more year, Pep can go Man City. Or Pep can go Bayern Munich, from there he can go Man City. Now, this man now coming to Man United. Man United with Alex was patient. Can they be patient again?
No, you cannot compare 1985.
It's the
That's
same
the thing I'm saying.
The
best any manager we have right now is 1 or 2 seasons. If you can't get your act right, you know, for me, I know a lot of people treasure trophies over performance for me, but at the end of the day, I'm going to say if your manager is giving you performance at the end of the day, then you don't need to bother so much about the trophy. So far as the fundamentals are in place and the key principles that we are seeing every day in the pitch, for me, and this is why I love the way Arteta started at Arsenal. I hope it doesn't end bitter for him because he came in, he addressed attitude, he addressed work ethic, he addressed the fundamental aspects of the game. And based on this foundation, he's building and adding talent and players into the squad. But we saw the reverse at Manchester United. It was all about the player that will play in this position, the player that will play Ten Hag style, not necessarily building or working on the foundation, on the foundational changes that are needed at Manchester United. And you saw that you can't build on a sinking foundation because you are going to end up with a dilapidated building, and that's why Ten Hag don't collapse now as we there, but it's fine.
Okay, Lopez, I can see you. I can see your comments. Thank you for the donation. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. We talk sports every day, especially in the morning, 8 a.m. We are live every day, Monday to Saturday, live here on YouTube. at Vote FM Sports. And okay, Lopez, I can see you say you are saying I like your comment here. You say should be focused on British players only because of its environment. I think he's saying they should focus on buying only British
players,
yeah, which
yes.
makes sense. He's also saying Mayu will loan out Zeski. I think it might be a waste. What do you think of that? Do you think that Zeski is a waste? He just came in.
If
He just
Zeski is
came
a
in.
waste, Holland is a waste.
He just came into match.
For me, I already consider both of them a waste.
Because I said this from time immemorial, even when they signed Holland, that when I was looking at the stats, I've not seen a single striker. I'll say it again so everybody understand this. I've not seen a single striker switch from the Serie A to the Premier League and succeeded. People will say Mario Balotelli did it. Mario Balotelli, what are his numbers?
His numbers for his first season were fantastic.
What are his numbers for the whole of his stay in Premier League? A striker that cannot get
He
you
hit
20
the
goals.
ground running in his first season better than your nine-week rule.
Compare these numbers to that of Con Aguero that came from Spain. Then you know that Balotelli had not that the numbers did not just add up. I'll keep saying this until people understand. When Lukaku, who was one of the best strikers in the Premier League from Everton to Man United to Chelsea, went to Serie A and came back, what was his numbers after that? He continued to dip. His numbers continued to drop. I've not seen one striker. Only say people prove me wrong. People say Mo Salah is forward. He's a winger. I'll keep on calling many attacking midfielder, even the one that came from what's called AC Milan that was nominated for Ballon d'Or, that came to Chelsea in 1994. I'll keep calling these players' names one by one. I've not seen a striker, an out-and-out striker, not an attacker, not a winger, not an attacking midfielder. I've not seen an out-and-out striker come into the Premier League and his numbers were wow.
So Zeski and Holland will flop.
For me, Haaland will continue to give numbers, but those numbers will not impress you like the Haaland numbers. You get, because that was what they were saying. The Scandinavian is here to Haaland's number will not. Haaland's number will not give you equal numbers to Haaland. Though his conversion rates are good, his shot accuracy rate is okay, but those numbers will not continue to give you impressive. It will not impress you. Zeski, on the other hand, has already come out to say, out of the pressure of all of that, he come out to tell you that he's not a 9, he's not a 10, he's a 9.5. You get, so for Zeski being a 9.5, which means he can play in any position across the 10, which means I would prefer him to play well behind the striker, where his numbers would add up, where his performance would be wild, than coming up and playing as a striker. If he plays as an out-and-out striker, he would flop in the Premier League. It's just one of those numbers. I could go on and call many of those players for you that went on to be, till now we still have them as Premier League legends, but their numbers don't just add up.
Even though Lopez is saying here Zeski is very talented, but I don't think he's thinking that
not as a striker. He's talented as a player.
You can be talented, but you might not succeed in a particular league environment. It's possible.
Yes, it's possible.
So why don't they buy English players? Because Man U was known for buying English players. They bought Rooney, Beckham. They bought from around British, Roy Keane. Most of their core players, Ferdinand, was English players. Why are they moving? Is it because they are moving to bring a whole lot of foreign coaches? Now they are moving to buy a Holland. They are buying a whole lot of players that's not English players.
I'll give you one reason why that is, because British players the transfer price for British players is bloated. Yes, you have players that are worth 25 million being sold for 75 million, 90 million, 100 million, because the British press keep writing hype messages, highlighting all their one match wonder performance and calling crazy amounts of money for them. But for me, where I fault Manchester United is not recruiting an out-and-out gifted striker for the side. We saw Manchester United make an attempt to bring in credible striking options for Manchester United when they brought in Ibrahimovic and Cavani, but they were already past their prime. They brought these two men plus Igalo past their prime. You have a prime Lautaro Martinez that is scoring for fun in Italian Serie A. You have a prime Haaland that they were begging you for 3 seasons consecutively to sign before he made that move to Leipzig. You go across Europe, you also have another striker out there that is scoring for fun. And Manchester United look at all these players, rather than spend big to get quality, they went to go and buy cheap article and still overpaid. They bought Højlund that they could have gotten for 45 million pounds. They went and spent through the nose to get him. They went and also spent through the nose to get Zeski. They went and also spent through the nose to get in Anthony. And these 3 players have refused to perform.
John, please, I'll correct you on that one.
They have refused to
Højlund
perform.
has performed, but I'm just saying the numbers are not adding up. Højlund have performed.
But
And
they refuse to perform. Performance is your numbers on the pitch. Not that you run around for 2 hours in a match.
Like I said,
performance is your goals, your goal involvement, your assist, your conversion rates, your chances created and taken. Those are what we call performance metrics, because that's what
John, let's compare his numbers.
Last season we had 2 strikers in Europe score 52 goals and win the Gerd Muller trophy. None of them were from Manchester United. And we'll come back and we say Man U is the biggest club.
None of them were from England, English Premier League. So rephrase that sentence. None of them were from the Premier League.
Yes.
Okay.
None of them were
Now
from
don't
Premier
front
League.
Man United.
None of
Man
them
United has
were
not been on top form
in
a very long time. Man United has not been on top form in a very long time. So let's not fault Man United for not being in the Gerd Muller League or in the Gerd Muller Trophy nominations. But let's talk about Højlund's numbers. Last season, he was his first season in the Premier League. Coupled with combined with some couple of injuries, he had the numbers. But the numbers, for me, I just felt like those numbers did not just live up to the expectation of a great striker that he is. We all know what his talent is like. We all know what he can produce. We all know what he can do on the pitch. We saw him take 17 shots. 10 of them were on target. If not for goalkeeper saves, he's always hitting the targets more than any other player that played in that position in the Premier League. And if you even travel across to London, I think there was a competition between him and one of the players that dance. So I'm not going to go into the dancing Jackson now, but I'm just going to say for Højlund, his numbers will continue to improve. But for me personally, I just feel like with these stats that I've put up here now, that the Serie A strikers don't excel well in the Premier League, he's going to continue to score goals, but not the goals that would get you 1,000 goals or perhaps that will break you the Premier League record scoring of a season.
Okay, now let's continue with Amorim. Let's go back to Amorim, because just an hour ago now, Man U is now talking to his backroom staff. They have agreed with him. 10 million is his lease clause that he's going to move into Manchester United. Man U is now talking to his backroom staff. So if you look at this guy generally, do you think that he has what it takes? Because coming in mid-season is always tough. You have not worked with the players.
Yes.
You didn't probably get the players you want. So you have to come in and make use of the players that is available to you till probably the next transfer window. You know, January transfer windows are dicey. You don't really get top stars in January, but you have to wait till the end of the season. So do you think that you can come and work with these same players? Because Jose Mourinho have tried with these players, nothing. Van Gaal, nothing.
Those players Jose Mourinho tried.
Nothing.
Now,
Ragnick
and
Ole,
nothing.
Nothing. See, Ole at least. Ole's numbers were good.
Okay.
Nothing.
Ole's numbers were good. 6 finals and not winning anyone.
Ten Hag came in and removed 90% of them. Nothing. So
nothing.
Do you think that this guy can change this whole environment? Because I think that is something fundamentally wrong with Manchester United.
You know, when Ragnick was there was something Ragnick said, and I support him in that regard. He said Man United need to get a physiotherapist and a psychologist. Someone that would help with fitness level and someone that will help them with mental level.
I said it here on the show.
That was what Ragnick said. Nobody you talk first. Ragnick don't talk before.
Here on the show.
Ragnick said it, and when Ten Hag came, he came in with his own psychologist. Now, one thing with manager having a psychologist or manager recommending a psychologist is off, because if you recommend a psychologist, you want to know what the psychologist gets. But when the club provides a psychologist, the psychologist does his job regardless of what the manager thinks.
But then the psychologist is under the Hippocratic oath to keep client privilege. So even if he's bringing his own, at least Bani there's psychologists in the club. Go and help the Gen Z Rashford so that he will recover his form and fulfill his destiny. Why
would all Premier League players that are not performing have a sub name or pre-name before their name? There's Michael Jackson, the Dancing Jackson. Why would you always call him Gen Z Rashford? Why is there slow motion Jackson? All the same, I just feel like if he has his team around him, because when Ten Hag came in newly in his first season, you need to have people who knows the tradition of the club. First of all, know the tradition of the club, know what the club is all about in your side, then bring in your players that could communicate with them so they could help together. Because nobody only, they say one tree don't make a forest, one man don't make an island of knowledge, one tree don't make a forest, and one stone don't make an island as well. So I think for Amorim now, he comes in, then there's a Van Nistelrooy who's been in the club. There are other couple of players who's been at the club, who is in the backroom staff as well this current season, and some of them has left. I think Ben McCarthy and Zero. So come into the club, work with these players that have been in the club before, work with these players that knows the philosophy of the club, and help them, let them help you instill your own tactics, your own philosophy into, because it's one thing that makes the club great. We know this style of play. This is what Man United has been playing like. But okay, I can play like this, but I can only improve it a bit. Look at what's happening in Liverpool. Look at what's happening in Man City. They've always been an attacking footballing side. Now, to improve it a bit, you need to bring in someone that plays a more attacking football. And they brought in Pep Guardiola for Man City. Look at Brighton. They were playing attacking football under the Zebri. They brought in what's it called? This man to replace him. And he plays more attacking football. Controls the ball better, runs more, creates more chances, gets more on the goals. That's for Fabian at Brighton now. Look at Chelsea. They play this pattern of football that contains the midfield and also bully the defending. So for Jackson now, he needs to up his game in bullying defenders and getting on the goals. You play a Pochettino in that season, last season. Now this season they are going forward a bit, taking the steps forward a bit to bring in an Enzo Maresca. Now for Man United, this is the style of play. This is what you want to play like. Ten Hag says he wants to overload your positions half. He wants to play 5 or 6 players in the positions box 18. Now look at Amorim's style of play. It entails what's it called? Overloading the opposition's 18 yards with 5 players and having 2 key midfielders, one defensive midfielder that could drop in and join the defense line, and one that could run around the whole midfield. A person of Scott, if I would say the former last Man United that played like that, it was Scott McTominay running around the whole midfield, while Casemiro was just sitting back defensively. Then you have the Bruno Fernandes and every other player playing in the positions half. Now for Amorim, he has the same style, play 4 at the back, 2 midfielders and 5 attackers. That's a total of 11 players, which means your goalkeeper is also joining the defense line. So it's the same style of play, but with a bit improvement of minding your defensive line, knowing where your defensive line forms, and knowing how to cut off players with an offside trap. And I think it's going to be a good one if the players will be willing to and disciplined to play his style. I'm just going to say this. And Amorim is not just one of the players that will say he's coming into the Premier League, or perhaps he's played with the couple. There are some players in the Man United team now
coming to end an era.
He's not coming to end an era because there are some players.
I think
there are some players in Man United now that has played for him and has improved under him. I think in 2022-20 was it 2022-2023 season, there was Nugatti on his side.
Yes.
In Sporting. Now look at Nugatti's performance. It led him to go to PSG.
Yes.
Now look at Paulina's performance with him. He led Paulina to go to Fulham, and also improved to go to Bayern Munich. Now look at the players that have come out under him. You see that every of them he's had a couple of intelligent midfielders in his side. So I think his whole game balls and falls under the credibility of his defensive midfield and the center midfielders.
Okay, welcome to the show, guys. I can see a whole lot of comments here. Comments. So keep dropping your comments. I will be reading your comments here in the studio. Rick, welcome to the show. I can see you. Rick is saying Vinny should have won the Ballon d'Or. Okay, Rick, I can see you. Okay, yeah. Let me read some of the comments. Oh, okay. Joshi, he said hello from love from India. Okay, welcome. Thank you for joining us today's show. Rick is saying only rich teams players have won Ballon d'Or. You will never hear a player winning it from a financially weak team. Fast.
True, valid points.
Well,
valid points.
I think so. Okay, Lopez, I can see your comment here. Lopez say Barca and Spain were successful because they had a same system. Man U should do the same with England national team. Oh well, maybe. Okay, Lopez, I can see your comment. Lopez say Man U buy all English youth. Greenish is wasted. Also Phillips. Liverpool almost wasted Trent.
Valid points.
Well, let's see what happens with them. Okay, Lopez is also saying Osimhen loan is only temporary. Yes, Osimhen's loan is only temporary, and I can see a whole lot of comments here. Welcome to the show, guys. Okay, if you look at Manchester United, do you think that what do you think that is fundamentally wrong with them? Do you think that this young coach, he is just 32 years, 33 years, he's a very young coach. If he comes into the Premier League, the pressure of the Premier League is too much. Do you think he can cope? Because the problem there is coaching Manchester United. You can go to probably a Brighton. Mm-hmm. And everybody will allow you to do whatever you want to do.
You can go to Aston Villa like Unai Emery.
But moving to Manchester United, do you think that he will do well actually?
Well, outrightly, I think he will do well. You get coming in after game week 10, because I don't think he will be available for the game against Chelsea. Van Nistelrooy will take over the game this week, tomorrow night against Leicester City, the Carabao Cup match. Then Sunday game against Chelsea, I think he should be in the sidelines as well. But he will be watching from the stands. And I think for him, coming into the Premier League, 10 games in, after the transfer window, it's going to be tough for him. You get settling in with the players, getting the players around him, with the newly promoted young stars around the side. It's going to be tough for him at first, but he's going to get the best out of these players. And I think if he wants to continue to improve in these players, if you know you are injury prone, you have to get your act together and be fit for all season. And we're hearing rumors that Malaysia will be available for tomorrow's game. So if he is available for tomorrow's game and Amorim comes in and sees a proper left back that is available for the season, I think he's going to have a good season just for this first season. Then after that, in the summer, we see what he brings in January and in the summer to know if he would progress more.
John, what do you make of this guy generally before we move on to the Ballon d'Or? Do you think that he's coming in at mid-season? Because that's the issue. He hasn't trained with these players. The philosophy, will he play 3 at the back, 4-4-2? We don't even know the formation he's going to be playing, because the kind of players he brought in Sporting Lisbon, he has his mind. He's thinking about his style. So he brought players according to what he's thinking. Now he's moving to a Manchester United side that he didn't buy the players. He didn't buy the players to fit in what is inside his formation.
There's anxiety in his head.
So what do you think that he's going to be doing? Do you think that they'll have to give him time to work with these players?
For me, I would prefer, if you ask all football managers that take over clubs, they will tell you that it's always a yeoman's job to come into the club mid-season and take over a job. It's always best to come in at the end of the season, but the way this deal is progressing so fast, it may just be that he will come in immediately, and if he comes in immediately, Manchester United would have to take him in on the job and discount whatever result comes up this season, because he hasn't gotten his players in. The players haven't trained together for over 4 weeks with him in a preseason to play his style of play, and a lot of the players on that team are below par and are not worthy of the Manchester United jersey. And if we have all these assumptions put in place, there wouldn't be that pressure on him to perform. There wouldn't be that backlash from the fan base for results going the way they did. But then we also have another question here in this one. If he comes in and joins in mid-season right now, is Nistelrooy going to continue in the backroom staff, or will Nistelrooy make way? That's another question. Yes, it's another question, because you can't have him continue in there when Amorim is coming in and he's also going to be coming in with his backroom staff. It becomes surplus to requirement to keep him and Ake on the job after bringing them in and paying what they did to bring them in, and after 9 weeks they are both out of the jobs. It's untenable, if you ask me.
I don't think they're going to believe, but how do we imagine? Because if Amorim is going to bring in his backroom staff, then what happens to Van Nistelrooy and the other guy?
Ten Hag brought his backroom staff in, about Chris and the other person he brought in. Chris, I remember Chris' name, as his assistant. Then he still had a Benny McCarthy and a McLaren. You need people in the club that has been in the club for a time to help you with the philosophy of the club.
But right now, the philosophy is not helping the club.
See, when I would mention other managers,
my backroom staff.
You bring your backroom staff, you will still get players of the club. I think when Mourinho came in Man United, there was a McKenna. There was a Michael Carrick. There were players in the side that he met that played the previous philosophy, that still played under him and retired under him and managed with him. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in, he's a club legend. He scored the goals that got them to Champions League in 1999. He was the club legend, but he still had an assistant in McKenna and Michael Carrick. Understand this? You will still have, he still brought from all the way from Modi, still brought some of his trusted backroom staff. Understand? Not that because those names are not loud on the media. He still brought some of the backroom staffs with him. But understand this, you will still have players that have been in the club, newly retired, or that has been part of the experience of the club, that have a root history in the club to help you grow through it. It's not just the fan base, it's players like that. And I think for managers who come in and say they want to totally change everything, some of them end up failing.
I disagree, because managers, for example, you have one, Pep Guardiola is one. You have one, he came with his full backroom staff, came in also with Chiki Begristan, who just resigned from his position at Manchester City. Came in and is doing fine. You have other managers across Europe that insist on coming with their backroom staff, because, see, the bottom line is number one, trust. You don't want knives in the back. You don't want Brutus in the back stabbing you or knifing you from the side or from the back, because you cannot do your work without any. For example, especially these former footballers that you have in the backroom staff, they also have direct access to the owners. They have direct access to the chief executives, and you can be smiling with them in the front, but you never know their true intention, because every single one of them will be jumping at the beat to get the job for themselves and then kick you out. So for me, it has to be come with your full backroom staff. Otherwise, you leave that job for somebody who is ready to sacrifice for Manchester United. Simple.
So, Van Nistelrooy, let's say that Van Nistelrooy is giving. Okay, I don't know how this is going to happen, but let's say that Van Nistelrooy is giving to the end of the season. What if he does well? Let's say he does well. Maybe has 10 games and he does well, and everybody will now say, "Hey, you should give it to Van Nistelrooy." I think Manchester United should have allowed Van Nistelrooy to probably coach them probably till January. Then they can bring in a new coach.
They should have allowed Michael Carrick.
It's nice for them to sign this deal right now rather than in the transfer window, but then they should activate it at the end of the season. Simple. That's my pick. Sign him now, get him on deal, let it be finalized, and then let him come in at the end of the season, just like Anslot did. And then let Ruben Van Nistelrooy, at least he will have 9 months of coaching Manchester United in his CV, and he can go back to PSG or any other club, rather than sending him off 9 weeks into a new job, having moved his family already.
I don't think
when he came in as a Man United to Man United, he came in as an assistant. He didn't come in as a first team manager. You get? He came in as an assistant to help the club to greatness again. You can help Amorim get the club to greatness again.
Okay, guys, I can see all your comments. Please subscribe to our channel. Keep liking our content. Subscribe to our channel. I can see. Okay, Juve 07 is saying Manchester United need to sell Luke Shaw and Rashford in upcoming windows. What do you make of that?
Supported 1,000 times. 1,000 times.
Because, no, and now we'll start to see Marcus Rashford again, because now waiting John, the sweet John be this. We'll see Marcus Rashford scoring 1,000 goals again now, and you say that's it. He's a proper player. After 2 seasons, you see him drop off, and next manager will be sacked, because
that's why I say he's a Gen Z striker.
We've seen him play through 4 managers now.
Player.
We've seen him play through 4 managers now, and at the end of those managers' career at the club, his performance has been the ones to be talked about.
Okay, Juve 07 is also saying it's a continuous cycle going on for Manchester United.
Yes.
They keep going round and round and round and round in circle. And Lopez, I can see you say Man U will fail until team gets sold. All managers hired are yes man servants to owners. What do you make of that? What do you make of
valid point? Because see, we seem to be in an unending cycle in Manchester United, in a tormentous infinity loop with Manchester United, where you have different dancers coming into the club, but none of them having any control over the club, because certain key characters and key figures in the club system are influencing the way decisions should be made and influencing outcomes. How do you go ahead and cut a manager, get him in, get his backroom staff in, and then not sign the players he wants when he wants them, and then use that season as a yardstick to judge renewing a contract or extending a contract? 1, 2, how do you also do this without backing him up and getting him what he needs in his side? And then secondly, how do you as an establishment go through a full season? We know injuries is a constant in football, because as long as contacts are going on, but if you are checking the KPIs of the club per time in the season, you know that, see, we have a higher injury rate. You go back and you work on it. What needs to be done? Who needs to be moved out? How can we improve facilities? How can we put systems in place to ensure that we have a better output? Look at what happened at Arsenal. Arsenal had 2 seasons where they were terrible with injuries. What happened? They fired somebody. Manchester United went and hired the man. So who are you going to blame now?
No,
that's the problem.
No, so what do you make of this whole thing that happened in Manchester United? What do you think generally now?
Well, I feel like, for me, my personal opinion, though Man United might listen to me or might not listen to me, the head of medical staff, because I think at some point after the COVID era, most of their staff started working from home. You get? For me, I just feel like at some point now, or at this point in time, the head of medical staff should be relieved of this job.
Straight up.
They should get somebody in that would come and get the job done. Players need, they need a physiotherapist that would come and ascertain the record of the player and how to make the player work better without those injuries. The numbers don't add up for me. Look, see, you keep saying it. You're the best player. You're the best player. You're the best player in the league. You're the best player in the league. But every single day you are injured. How can we know you are the best when you are on the wheelchair or you're on crutches?
Okay, I like this comment. Juve 07 is saying, see what happened with Rashford when Manchester United new manager plays. When new Manchester. Okay, sorry. Let me get that again. See what happened with Rashford when Manchester United new managers. He plays good for one season, first season under them. After that, he doesn't perform. For example, see the first season under Ten Hag. So after the first season,
that was the season John saw, and he was singing all his praise.
Second season, nobody sees him. Third season, nobody sees him. So what is the problem? I think that is the culture thing. And you know, Cristiano Ronaldo made that interview.
Yes.
He was talking about things that is happening at Manchester United, that the gym, so many of the facilities
dilapidated.
There's something Rooney said about the Pogba Lingard situation, and all thanks, Lingard didn't make a comment about it. Then after Pogba faced his ban and all of that, he came out to say Rooney was lying. Now Rooney said, you lost a game, or perhaps you drew a game, and you're dancing in the dressing room. That under Fergie, nobody dares smile.
You understand?
You get, but Pogba now, after how many months of him saying that, after 2 or 3 months or 6 months of him saying that, Pogba came on to the media and said Rooney was a bloody liar. Now, who is lying? Is it the legend of the club that has more goals for the club, or you who just came in, left in 2012 because you were not played and you were not given proper game time, and came back for a high fee just to be your big boy, to play your big boy football, and at the end of the season leave again?
You know, the funny thing,
I don't know,
went viral on social media, so he cannot deny it because we saw it on social media. So how do you come out and call somebody a liar when we have physical, concrete evidence that can be used to prosecute you in the court of law?
I just feel like the mentality at Man United deepened or dropped after this man left. After I wouldn't just say Ferguson now. After he and after him and Gills, I think that's his name. Ryan Gills left, not Ryan Gills. David Gill left, and I think, you know, when you have this, we call it when you play under disciplinarians and when you play under just players, managers who just want to just be there, win matches. If you want to win matches, tactics can help you win matches. But if you don't know how to discipline your players, at some point, your tactics will not be able to get you the match result you need, because those players will not have the discipline to fight for that game.
I just want to call your attention to an interview that was given, you know, on the overlap, where we had a club legend for Manchester United who said sorry, not Roy Keane. Now this was Rio Ferdinand, I'm sure, that under Ole, a lot of the standards Sir Alex Ferguson, sorry, not Ole, under David Moyes, a lot of the standards David Ferguson set in place were thrown away. You have people who are not training as much. You have players who are misbehaving in the dressing room. And his response was that in January, his players are coming, that these players are not his players. So I'm just going to give it as a parting word to any manager that is at the club right now, or to Amorim incoming.
Discipline those players.
While you are waiting to make your signings to come in, make sure you instill discipline and hold a high moral and work ethic standard in the club. Because this is what makes players misbehave and act out as they are acting out.
When David took over Man United, the talk in town was, what has he won? He doesn't have a record in the Continentals. He doesn't have a record in the FA Cups. What has he won? He's just coached ordinary Everton. That was the talk in town. And at some point, you bring in a player, they tell you he's not Man United quality. You bring in a player, the players are telling you this player is not Man United quality. The backroom staff is telling this player is not Man United quality, and at the end of the day, he lets them do whatever they want to do because he knows he's going to let them out. And I think it was Evra that was stating about gradually how they form, or how the discipline kind of left the dressing room, how he couldn't control the dressing room because he left them to do what they want to do. And Evra at some point left, and Evra also said that whenever Ferguson tells him, I'm bringing a replacement for you, he tells him, boss, I'm okay for it. I like the fight. And under Moyes, that fight left. Because whenever he tells you, I'm bringing any player to you, everybody will be like, if you bring, you bring. After you don't be my coach. You are not my coach, you're not my manager. You didn't bring me to Man United, so you would not bring me to football. If you bring any other person that can replace me, fine. And gradually, most of the key players Man United left, most of the key players Ferguson left for the man, gradually left the club. And the discipline left with them.
For me, I'm also livid at the financial manager or the accountant general of Manchester United.
That was under good words. I think
I am
under Ineos, it's
livid
going to be
with him,
different.
because how can you have players on? We saw it happen at Arsenal. Now, for crying out loud, Aubameyang was receiving almost £400,000 a week at Arsenal. Ateta came in and said, Baba, this guy does not want to keep to the rules. He does not want to work with the team, and therefore, this guy, I don't want him in the side. And they took that decision. It was not even end of the season. They terminated that lucrative contract, paid him off, and before they even signed or inked the termination, he was in Barcelona saying he was on holidays. He was in Barcelona after being on suspension from the club, just like that. Why would Manchester United keep this player? Why was Anthony Martial allowed to run down that contract? Look at the amount of money they wasted on that contract. Why are some of these other perennially injured players not put on a lower salary until they get better and gain form before they are reverted back to their paycheck? How do you keep on carrying liabilities season after season, week in after week in, into the club? Which should not be so.
Okay, John. Finally, Amorim is going to be. They are talking with Manchester United as we speak. They are trying to find a solution so that he will be moving to Manchester United. This is a mid-season. It might be tough for him because he's not buying his own players. He has to bring in, work with the players. Imagine working with Rashford. But if you imagine if you don't like
Jesse
Rashford,
Rashford. Jesse Rashford of all people.
See, look at me now. I have to say this. If Cassie is not fit for him, you go in with Toby Coyla. We have good midfielders in the academy setup.
See, now, let me tell you how it works.
You
have to start with the first team first.
See, the thing is, you come into the first team, you look out for young players as well. You get, I think that was one thing this man did that kind of was good for him, because as he was working with the first team, he was looking out for younger players that could come in and replace the senior men in case they are not giving performance. And I think Amorim should do that as well.
Okay, let's see what Amorim is going to be doing before we move over to the Ballon d'Or, because there are controversies about the Ballon d'Or yesterday. So I'm going to be asking you, who do you think should be winning that Ballon d'Or yesterday? Rodri, what won it? But there are so much controversies. But before them, let me read some of the few comments about this Manchester United matter. About this Amorim moving to Manchester United. Juve 07 is also saying, after getting good amount of wages in the contract, they doesn't play good. They don't really play good.
Yes.
He's always saying that see after that Manchester United Cup final against Manchester City, Bruno hasn't played well.
Yes.
I think that the last game Bruno played for Man United that he played with his heart was against the FA Cup against Newcastle.
Okay, I can see you. I can see you. Boy, welcome to the show. Okay, Lopez is dropping another bomb comment here. He say, until it's clear Manchester City won't win a league title, they will finally punish them. Okay, why is City fans talking money and fairness? Okay, he's talking about he wants them to strip. You want them to.
We are going to win 5 in a row, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You want them to strip Manchester City for their cups? I don't think
5 in a row. No,
this person is coming from the angle of the Ballon d'Or.
Lopez is hard.
It's not the league. This person is coming from the angle of Ballon d'Or, because for Rodri to win the Ballon d'Or, it means something is wrong.
Okay, Bowe is saying, Drake leader Bowe is saying, as Juventus Osaka is playing Juve 07, apart from Bruno, many Manchester United players have not played well. And he agreed. Bowe is also saying, I think Manchester United is not ready to make any coach do well. There is a major rot and issues inside United's group. Juve 07 is also saying, Manchester United winger doesn't know how to feed their strikers. Look how good was Rashford before joining Manchester United. And welcome to the show, 18 Football Channel. Okay, he's saying United need to win versus Leicester. Okay, guys, before we move to the Ballon d'Or, please keep clicking that like button, and please subscribe to our channel. We do this especially every morning, 8 a.m. We are live every day, 8 a.m. till 9 a.m. 1 hour every morning, and we are going to be doing it most times in the evening from today on. Okay, 18 Football Channel, welcome. He's saying United need to win versus Leicester with their new manager. Okay, yeah, let's hope so.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Okay, 18 Football Channel. He say, I subscribe to your channel. I love this channel. Thank you very much. And you have an amazing. Okay, guys, go to our channel, subscribe, like our content. We have an amazing, beautiful content for you. We discuss football here every a few highlights too. If you like Saudi,
Cristiano Ronaldo and Saudi League, man.
We'll give you Cristiano Ronaldo highlights, if for you to go and enjoy to spice up the channel. But here we talk football, trending news. We talk. Okay, Juve, thank you for subscribing. Keep subscribing and keep liking this podcast. Okay, let's move on to the Ballon d'Or. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Now, what do you think about yesterday's Ballon d'Or? Yesterday, do you think that Rodri deserves to win that award? Because it's trending on all social media that Vinicius was robbed. Say they rob him, that he was robbed, that he's supposed to be winning that Ballon d'Or. But for me, I think that the first three, even the first four, that means Carvajal, Jude, Vini, and Rodri, they had something to win in this Ballon d'Or.
The first four.
I think Jude was even the favorite for me. But
Yes.
I was surprised that Real Madrid was pushing Vinicius. I think it's their fault. But first of all, let's talk about the winner. The winner is Rodri. What do you think that Rodri deserves to win this Ballon d'Or based on his performance last season? And you know that the format of Ballon d'Or changed this year. It's now UEFA Ballon d'Or. It means that UEFA and Ballon d'Or combined together to give this award. There is nothing like UEFA Player of the Year again. It's UEFA Ballon d'Or. So I think he played a whole lot of. And I like what Juve 07 is saying. He's saying Lautaro Martinez deserves to be on top 5.
Top 4.
What's Mbappe doing in that top 5? But let's continue. Okay, I'm asking you a question. You can drop your comments here. Tell me who you think should be winning this Ballon d'Or. Do you think Rodri was the rightful owner to win it? Or do you think that Jude or Vini? Drop your comments and let's see who you are supporting for that Ballon d'Or. But let's start with the winner yesterday, Rodri. Do you think that he did, based on what he did last season, I'll start with you, John, that he deserves to win this Ballon d'Or?
I will tell you yes with my full chest.
Now your player.
Rodri deserves to win the Ballon d'Or. Rodri deserves to win the Ballon d'Or. Simple. Now, I'm going to make 3 arguments to this regard as to why he deserves to win the Ballon d'Or. He won the Premier League 4 in a row. Yes. Never done in the Premier League.
It's not the 4 in a row. They say last season. Now, last season performance.
I am making a point. I am making a point.
Your point is now beginning. Your point is becoming pointless.
Coming down.
Your point is becoming pointless with the 4 in a row matter.
He won the Premier League 4 in a row last season. 2, he's a Champions League winner, and last season he led the Spanish team to the finals and they won the Euros. Remember that at this year's Ballon d'Or, it was stated that this year's Ballon d'Or is also going to factor in defeat at the Euros 2024 into the ranking, and the Copa America into the ranking. Now, with these 3 points I've already made, look at the final straw now. The Ballon d'Or is voted on by a pool of 150 top sporting journalists in Europe. And based on each position, who they vote a person in each position, there is a point, like the number 1 person on that list is given 15 points, and the points keep declining down to the top 10. And at the end of the day, these points and this total points is what determines who wins the Ballon d'Or. And so for me, he won the Euros, he won the Premier League 4 in a row, and he's a serial winner. He made fantastic improvement into the side, into the Spanish national team. Nobody was looking at Rodri will be a key player for Spain in the Euros. Nobody saw that coming. But
he won the player of the tournament.
He won the player of the tournament. So what are we saying again?
Now judge.
Then at the end of the day, you have 150 sports journalists who went there and voted. Now I'll tell you why the result went the way it did. Real Madrid diluted the ballot. They stuffed 4 candidates into the ballot box, and in trying to vote in the top 3 players on that ballot box for Real Madrid, they diluted the pool power that Real Madrid have on that list, and nobody could win it. Because when you cast your vote, you don't know what the other person passed or voted for, and at the end of the day, an outsider to win this title like Rodri has won it, and everybody has to live with it.
No, so who do you think that
was not? See, if you say Rodri deserves it because of what he did in the Euros,
yes,
Carvajal did more.
Okay, that's
in
where
that
I'm
Euros,
from.
Carvajal did more. So I don't know why you're saying Carvajal won. You say, okay, let's call the Rodri Trophy because now you call 4 in a row, blah blah blah. Carvajal in the past 3 years has won 2 Champions League, and totally in his basket now he has about 5 Champions League to his name. So let's not talk about the 4 in a row. Last 3 seasons, last 4 seasons, what we gave the Ballon d'Or for was for 2023-2024 season.
Yes, last season. Yes.
So if you're going to tell me that for the performance he gave in just 7 matches in the Euros, because in that same 7 matches he played in the Euros, there was a Fabio Ruiz that nobody knew about when he was playing in what's it called, the French league. And I mentioned Fabio Ruiz's name and Fabian Ruiz's name in this show that he's one of the exceptional midfielders in the Spanish side. This man comes off the bench. Mikel Moreno, that is now in Arsenal, comes in, gets the goals for them. I think he scored one against Germany that helped them to the finals. Now, these are players that have come in as sub. Then you look at the defender's performance. Carvajal, I'll say, I'm not saying Carvajal deserves to win it, but he had an exceptional season. You get, if they're going to say because of somebody, if they're going to say, okay, because he won the Euros, he won the Premier League, if you're going to say he won the Euros, if you're going to use the Euros because of the winning of the Euros as a criteria to give the award, it should be Carvajal.
I disagree.
But if you're saying it's a performance, if you're saying it's a performance thing, based on who is supposed to be the winner of this performance of this award, it should be Jude. Or perhaps Vini. But okay, let's say the Copa America so far, Vini didn't put up the numbers in the Copa America because of the Brazilian side they went to it. So I'm not going to fault Vini. I'm going to fault the whole Brazil setup for the Euros. So if you're going to say, okay, Copa America was what's it called, a criteria, Brazil cancelled. Fine, let's cancel.
If you are going to count in the Copa America, you have to put Lautaro as a top 3 or top 2 contender.
Wait, calm down. I'm still getting somewhere.
I'm telling you as
Wait, let's get there. I'm still getting somewhere. If we're going to use the Copa America as the criteria, Copa America and Euros, I mean, in the last of the season, we're going to Copa America. Brazil cancelled. Vini cancelled. That's done. Vini didn't do well in the Copa America, so he's cancelled. Now we forward to Lautaro Martinez, Serie A Player of the Year, Serie A highest goal scorer. Serie A title with Inter Milan, went to the Copa America, highest goal scorer in the Copa America. Look at the numbers for Argentina. So, and yet that player was not in the top 5. Get me? This player I just mentioned now, Lautaro Martinez, all the numbers he put up. We are talking about people that are supposed to win that did not win it.
I will only give you one answer.
All the people
this is UEFA Ballon d'Or trophy.
And in the context, they said Copa America trophy, and
it doesn't matter if somebody does well in
Copa
America.
Wait, it's not about UEFA.
Why the Copa America people did not finish higher than Europa people? Go back and check that list. It's the same thing. It's UEFA.
You have to say the previous season, the World Cup. In the World Cup, he scored goals. In the Copa America, he gave numbers. You get. This is Copa America performance. So if let's say the UEFA. Okay, now John wants to wait. John, wait.
The factor Copa America.
See. Let's. John, I know where John wants to go to. Let's eliminate. Look at the best keeper for Ballon d'Or. He didn't win any trophy in the Premier League. Nothing. Where did he finish in the Premier League?
He won the Copa America.
Fourth. Wait.
Yes or no?
Where did he finish?
Yes or no?
Who won the? There was a Pickford in the English setup that went to the finals.
Did he win it with England?
He finished in the 14th. He went to the finals. Look at now. You're saying the Copa. Now it is you that is.
Martinez won the Copa America.
Don't be biased. Don't be biased and sentimental at the same time.
As it is.
It's not as it is. Don't be biased and sentimental at the same time. You said the Copa America should not be functioned in. Now the goalkeeper of the year.
I didn't say it shouldn't be
when I
factored
said
in.
something about
I said that this is UEFA Ballon d'Or. That's what it was rebranded to. UEFA Ballon d'Or.
If it was UEFA Ballon d'Or, as you call it, there's a Thomas Muller. There's a Thomas Muller who was keeping clean sheet for Bayern Munich. I was also playing for Germany. There's what's it called? The goalkeeper for Spain. There's both goalkeepers that went to the finals. The Pickford for England. He had a good number for so for you to say he deserves. Now you're saying let's remove Copa America because Lautaro Martinez is not in the top 3 and because it's UEFA, you're now removing the context of UEFA. I'm not telling you that in pure context it is UEFA Copa America Ballon d'Or because those are the competition that was played in the summer. Okay, so for me, I just feel like it was just absolute nonsense. They went to that event and they just produced an absolute nonsense of a list.
Emiliano Martinez, the goalkeeper for Argentina, put his stats side by side by the goalkeeper for England and Spain. He has a better record. So you can't begrudge him that trophy.
Did he win any league title
Forget about
No.
the title. He won the Copa America.
Who won the Serie A?
And in
Wait,
that
you were
category,
you're talking
there's
about
no goalkeeper that had a better record than him last season.
You're
Go
talking,
back and check
you're
it
talking
out.
about, you're talking about saves and numbers. Mike Megan for Inter Milan was a goalkeeper for Inter Milan. He was keeping numbers. In the previous season, there was a Bono who was keeping numbers for Sevilla and was also doing the same thing for Morocco.
Okay, let's move on to our YouTube channel and see what our fans is trying to say. I can see all your comments. The question I'm asking: do you think that Rodri should be winning that Ballon d'Or?
Definitely
do
not.
you think that another
Yes,
person
he should be winning it.
And
he has won it.
They are
And
Definitely
everybody
not.
can cry premium tears.
This is about talking about Man U. Man U should go back to the drawing box and resolve their problems. Okay, we have moved over from Man U. Okay, Etin Football channel is saying no. I think Bellingham should have won it. I think so. For me, Juve 07 is saying Lautaro Martinez deserves to be top 5 above
Top 3.
Mbappe.
Top 3.
I think so. Etin Football channel is saying Bellingham deserves it because of that bicycle kick at England.
Not just that one. He scored a couple of goals that got England into where they went to.
Okay, he's also saying that Rodri scored less than 10 goals last season. Oh, come on, Rodri is the DM. Okay, Lopez, I can see you. Lopez is saying Vini has been quality proven. Vini is champions. Okay, Vini is champions winner last year, Champions League winner last year. He won the Champions League. Okay, Juve 07, I can see you. They saying the criteria for comparing Vini and Rodri is wrong. Both of them are playing two different positions.
Thank you.
So Etin Football channel is saying Spain in the Euros may have built Rodri.
May
have built Rodri more for the Ballon d'Or, but Bellingham should have won it. Yes, Bellingham should have won it. Okay, Juve 07 is saying see if it's on international tournament, that's why they didn't Latona was there in top
if
5.
If it's international tournament, why didn't they give Latona?
Yes, I think they. So he's saying if it's on international tournament, then why didn't they give Lautaro Martinez was there in the top 5? Because he also scored in the final and won the Golden Boot. Again, we say sorry if I don't pronounce your name very well. He's saying they just robbed Vini. Okay, let's see, they just robbed Vini. And Drake is saying, oh, okay, Drake, I can see you. Bowie, okay, Bowie, I can see you. Thank you for that donation, Bowie. I can see you. Cheers. All right, guys, please like and subscribe to our channel. Keep liking this podcast. Okay, Bowie is saying Rodri can't be the winner for any reason.
No reason, not single one reason, not just 7 matches they just played in the finals. Because
remember, they gave Messi the Ballon d'Or for winning the Copa America.
Yes.
Remember, let's talk about that.
Let's call it what it is. Simple.
Let's be frank here.
Let's talk. We can't factor the Messi and Ronaldo debate into this now.
We don't want to do that.
We don't want to do that. Yes. So let's not factor the Messi and debate. But let's now use the analogy of the 2018 Ballon d'Or when they gave it to Luka Modric. Look at his numbers for Spain. Look at his number for La Liga. Look at his numbers for the Champions League, and look at his numbers in the World Cup that year. International tournament, yes. He went to the World Cup finals. He won the Champions League. He did all the numbers for the club and country. Though he didn't win the World Cups, but he was given the Ballon d'Or. Look at fast forward to 2024. 6 years after, what's happening? I'm going to take off. I have said this. I'm going to take off Vini because of his numbers for Brazil. But if you fast forward to the Spanish side, and we're saying it's because of Spain won. If it's because Spain won, Carvajal should be the person to win.
I disagree.
But if it's not because of Spain won, and you want to give it to a credible person for the tournament, the person to win that tournament is Jude. Number one.
Rodri has won it. Simple.
See, number 1, Jude. Number 2, Lautaro Martinez. My own list.
Kiss your trophy again.
My own list. I don't know what any other person thinks about it. My own list is Jude Bellingham number 1, Lautaro Martinez number 2, Carvajal number 3, Vinicius Junior number 4, then Rodri number 5. Then another person can come in. Then Ademola Lookman, that is in number 14, can come forward to number 6.
Our man,
because how can you score the goals to get you the Continentals, to get you the Europa League against Atlanta, against Leverkusen that was unbeaten, and you couldn't finish in the top 10?
Okay, I can see your comment. He say Juventus 07. Like I keep calling you Juve 07, but it's Juventus is Juve still. It's Juve 07. He's saying, see then how did Rodri won in 2018? He has less goal and assist than Rodri. You know, they gave him. I don't know how they actually determine these things. Bowe is saying, what are you guys saying? If it's UEFA award, then why is Martinez winning anything? So they have to factor everything. I don't.
It's Copa America
It's
and
just a brand. It's just a brand. Rather than doing two
brand name.
They just same way FIFA did it before. FIFA did FIFA Ballon d'Or.
It should be FIFA Ballon d'Or, not UEFA Ballon d'Or. It should be FIFA Ballon d'Or. You know,
FIFA should go and create their own. UEFA have their own.
FIFA created their own,
FIFA
and at some point,
FIFA
FIFA created, and that's FIFA Men Award, and at some point they kind of merged the two awards together.
Yes.
And after merging, they see that the result is not favoring the media and the fan base. They have to split back again. Now UEFA is about to merge, and they will see that this result is not favoring any other person. Okay. You have to split back again.
Okay, Juventus 07, they say it's of French Football Association. Yeah, I think it's about journalists. I don't think journalists should be voting this. I think FIFA is better because coaches will vote, players, captains will vote. So it's obvious that
delegates from clubs,
yes,
NFF, PFF, any FF, any FA will vote.
But you see this thing about journalists voting, Russia, they have made the Ballon d'Or is now a prestigious award. Okay, Juventus 07 is saying both players had their con and pros.
Yes, well said.
All of them had their own advantage and disadvantage for winning this award. Bowe is saying you are just looking for a way to cover up the rubbish they just did. Bowe is also saying a player that did not make top eight left for English. Okay,
a player that did not make top 8 in the Premier League.
The best player is
in the world.
The world best. Okay, let's see what that happens. Okay, then Juventus also say finally it depends on the journalist. So
simple. I think like I've been saying from the beginning.
I think the journalist
it's not about the journalists who giving the award. Your own personal opinion.
It's the vote. That's it.
See, let's be honest. If picking the thief, you go say, now depend on the mama way bring them up. You get. If a child is stealing, you say, it's depending on the home bringing. At some point, the child will stop stealing from the house and go and steal outside. And everybody will see clearly that this child was not properly raised, and they will have to discipline him. And when they discipline him, the shame will go back to the parents.
If the system at FIFA is not changing, and the system at UEFA is not changing, then the Ballon d'Or system will not change. Simple.
Before I even continue with these comments, let's hail Lopez because Lopez gave us money for this talk. We are giving you 3 Boza. If you are not in Nigeria we give 3
salutes.
We give
yes,
salute.
3 gun salute.
3 gun salute.
We give Boza. So let's give him Boza. 3 Boza.
Boza for you.
Thank you, Lopez, for that money. Thank you, Boza. And Bowe. Well, thank you, Lopez, for the money. We are seeing you. Bowe gave us money
too. As well.
Let's give Bowe 3 Boza again.
Boza.
Bowe, thank you. Remember, guys, keep liking our channel. Keep subscribing. Subscribe. We do this every day, especially in the morning, 8 a.m. We are live every day, Monday to Saturday. We are live here to talk football.
I think that's about 12 hours, 30 minutes from now.
Yes, we're going to be live again here, 8 a.m. tomorrow. We are live here again to talk football. We are here like we are seeing Bowe is saying kudos to Lopez. Okay, now we have talked about this Ballon d'Or.
Let's give our own award in this.
That's what I want
from your clear conscience, John. Your clear conscience, no bias. From your clear conscience, from the fullness of your heart, without bias, you put your hand on your Bible and give the award to who deserves it.
There's no Bible.
There's no in your chest. Bible in your chest. Give the award to who deserves it.
I will give it to the man who has the award. Simple.
Come on.
Man will not make top 8 for Premier League.
The man who has the awards
and
all this conversation is just binary. Simple.
See, me,
okay, John, who do you think should be your top 3?
Top three.
Give us your top 3.
My top 3 is Rodri, Jude, and Vinny.
Now the top 3 way you ever give us be that. Give us your top 3 from your heart.
From my heart.
From your heart.
Okay. Top 3 is Haaland, Jude, and Mbappe.
Haaland, Jude, and Mbappe.
Where Haaland enter this?
And now you see where I tell
You said from my heart.
From your heart.
I gave you
John,
my
no
top three.
get.
You no agree.
I don't agree.
Is it your top three?
Is
my
your
top
is
three.
your see personal opinion? I think there was I think there was a comment on this section that was asking who's your GOAT, your greatest of all time, who's your favorite footballer? Me, if I answer your question at Udris, my favorite footballer is the Lion himself. The Lion from Sweden.
King Messi.
The Lion from Sweden is my favorite of all time. So I don't join the Ronaldo Messi debate. I just said it myself. But for me, my top three, if I am going to go without bad sentiments, my top three should be Lautaro Martinez, Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham number 1, Lautaro Martinez number 2. I'll even give you my top 10. Jude Bellingham number 1, Lautaro Martinez number 2, Carvajal number 3, Vini number 4. Then number 5, I'll drop number 5.
Ademola Lookman.
Number 6 should be Ademola Lookman. Doing one above Victor Osimhen, who finished in the top 8 last year.
Yes.
Then him will be finished in top 6 for winning the UEFA Europa League. He should be in the top 6. And for going to AFCON's final, they should factor that factor inside it. Going to AFCON final, he should be in the top 6 and not in the number 14. I didn't see anything Dani Olmo did. If you look at the whole list, I didn't see anything Dani Olmo did in the what's it called, in the league last season, or perhaps in the continental.
I think they judged him because of the
you can't judge a player from just 7 games in the end of the season.
If we are going to judge based on Euros and Copa America, they should factor in AFCON because African players are in the conversation.
So top 6, Ademola Lookman number 6. I'll leave number 5 spots open because I can change my mind for that number 5. But that number 6, top 4 and number 5 and number 6 is settled for me. Is Jude, Lautaro, and the rest of people I just called. Then number 6 is Ademola Lookman. For me, it's just what it is.
Okay, Rodri, if you look at that Ballon d'Or, it was so many controversies. Then finally, if you talk about the social media, all the Real Madrid players were supporting Vini. I don't know why they ignored Jude. For me, they should have campaigned for Jude. I don't know why they are not campaigning. And you look at yesterday, Jude. I think for Jude will feel sad because
his social media handle has been quiet.
Jude is the Real Madrid player of the year last season. He is the La Liga player of the year. He reached the finals of the Euros. He should be the one even winning this.
I'll tell you why they are not rallying behind Jude.
England.
Because this season he has been quiet in the goal line.
No, we're talking about last season.
It's not about.
Is it not?
No,
Because if you look at what Vini did for Real Madrid this season and all that,
Ballon
you
d'Or
will
is for
say
last
yes.
season.
Ballon d'Or is for
Yes,
last
now,
season.
but that's what this is human sentiment. At the end of the day, you are dealing with human sentiment and human preferences, and they are swayed towards Vini. Simple.
In this season, if you're going to say his numbers are not adding up this season, remember that Jude has had more assists, more chances created, and he's gone on injury and come back. And you notice that whenever he's not on the side, the front three don't stick.
Yes.
You get, so if you say because they are factoring the numbers he's scoring this season, he's not scoring goals this season. If he's not on that midfield line, the Vinicius, Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo don't stick. So if he's there, they function fine. If he's not there, they function the way they function. And if you look at the matches they've won with numbers, you see that Bellingham was the person coordinating the attack, not really the people scoring the goals. I keep saying this, it's not about you scoring goals and getting on the assist sheet. It's about you as a player creating the chances for people to bury, and they'll come back to sing your praises. And I always say this whenever I see Bellingham talk, he says something about it's pressure on us, the midfielders. If you three don't score the goals we create for you. And every other midfielder will say the same thing for their club. Even the Fabregas of that we know will say the same thing. We create 1,000 chances, but burying those chances is difficult. But please try as much as possible to bury half of the chances we create for you. Because when you don't bury those chances, it comes back to bite us. We saw that happen against Leo. We saw that happen against Barca this last match. We saw that happen against Osasuna, the match they draw. We saw that happen against money matches they could have won with margin, but they didn't bury their chances. And those chances came back to bite them. And they end up settling for a draw, especially against Atletico Madrid. So we've seen that happen to them in multiple occasions. So I'm saying this forward now. If they don't support Jude Bellingham and his mentality drop and he signed, Madrid is a big team. He go tell for your performance, but on the pitch. But if it tells on your mentality, it tells on your number. And if those numbers don't keep coming up, you might be dropped to the bench. And if you're dropped to the bench,
you're
your way out.
You're way out. They're going to drop Jude. I don't think. Okay, let's go over to the comment.
When you have many players to play that position, you might as well drop the player.
Let's go over to our comment section again. Read some of the few comments. Juventus 07 he said it's good for Premier League to have a winner after so many years. The last player that won the Ballon d'Or
as a
Premier player is Cristiano Ronaldo. That about 2007, 2008 or so. It's been a very, very long time.
In 2008, 2007-2008 season.
Well,
So
it
I think
finally
it
happened, though.
finally happened, and it's Rodri of all people.
Yes, record breaker. 4 in a row winner.
Juventus 07 so see how I don't understand Toni Kroos is ninth. Well, you know, the journalist is voting this thing. I don't think they should be voting, but it's happening. Okay, Juventus 07 is also saying Toni Kroos was more important than Danny last season.
Danny
Talking about
Carvajal,
Carvajal
yes.
for Real Madrid.
Even
Yes, he
his
was
numbers for the German national team as well.
Yeah, okay. Somed, welcome to the show. He said Rodri deserves it. Okay, Rodri deserves it. Okay, Creative Shots, welcome to the show. Creative Shots, he's saying, what do you think Rodri wins the Ballon d'Or? Oh, we are. That's
We
what
just
we're
finished
discussing.
discussion about it, and it's personal though.
We are saying, for me personally, I think Jude deserves it. For me, Jude deserves it. But you know, is what it is.
Everybody has their own personal opinion though.
Okay, Creative Shot is also saying he is the second best ever
Midfielder
in the world in football. Do you know who is number one? He's asking us a question. Who is number one?
Everybody has a personal opinion as number
Yes,
one
that's the
midfielder. For
thing.
me, I go with Toni Kroos anytime, any day.
Well, ask me my own. Partey.
Partey
Partey is the best
Rodri is
in
the
the world.
man.
Number two, Rodri is number two.
Partey is
For me,
nobody can play better
If
than
you're
Partey.
looking at numbers from last season, I think it's Toni Kroos. If you're looking for numbers from this season, I'll just have to sit and say Rodri should be number one.
I think for a defense, you know, I think this Ballon d'Or thing should be for goalkeepers, defenders.
Everybody should have a
strategists.
position.
Yes, because
Best midfielder of the year, best attacker of the year.
if Rodri is doing his job perfectly, truthfully, he did his job perfectly last season. If he's doing it,
He lost.
you cannot blame him for
We
think
can't
the
fuse everything into one because there are people that will not be
think-
recognized in
I
this
think Man
game.
City. I think only Man City lost 2 games that he was not available at.
Yes.
I think he was available for all the games, and he only lost as a player. He only lost two games last season, which was good for the club in general, and for his presence in the club, it was a good number for him. But for the overall play of last season, I didn't see those numbers for him. I'll say that for myself. I didn't see those numbers, those interceptions, those tackles, those balls forward, those passes forward. I didn't just see that for myself. I'm going to say it as it is. I only saw those passes forward in the Euros.
Okay, it's what it is. But finally, guys, this Ballon d'Or. Do you think? Every year there are controversies. Every time there is controversies in this Ballon d'Or. But finally, do you think that journalists should be voting for the best players? I think FIFA is doing it right. FIFA allows the
Journalists to vote.
Journalists has a portion, coaches has a portion, captains of the team have a portion, and I don't know how they do it, but everybody, I think fans too, have a section where they can actually vote. But I think
Fan executive.
yes,
I think it's the fan-based executive.
I think it's better that way. But do you think that this Ballon d'Or is just journalists all around the world?
This is the
They give them
system.
portion.
This is the system. It's been working since 19 Kiridim. And it's
every
working
year it
until
works.
19 Kiridim.
Until
Simple.
20 Kiridim.
Until 30 Kiridim. Simple.
But what do you think I make of these journalists? Do you think
I
they should
think
continue?
the best way to go
see-
about it is to split this award into positions.
Exactly, that's what I think, because
Into positions. So that we have more people winning this credible and illustrious award, and we recognize talent rather than have thousands of talents who have retired without the due recognition that is due them.
Imagine the next time you retire without a Ballon d'Or.
Imagine your Drogba retired without a Gadmula trophy.
Well, at least
Wait
he
now.
was like yesterday.
No, I'm not saying Ballon d'Or. Understand this? I'm not saying Ballon d'Or. You know, it was because of Lewandowski they inaugurated the Gadmula trophy. You get the best striker of the year. Imagine striker like Didier Drogba, win striker of the year award.
They should do retroactive.
Okay, we have comments here on our YouTube. Before we go, let me read some of those comments. And Drake is saying all the same kudos to Rodri. All the same kudos to Rodri. He deserves it, and he's going to be winning. He won it also. Juventus 07 is winning it as a defensive midfielder is difficult. Let's be frank, it's actually difficult to win it as a defender. It's difficult for you to win it as a defensive midfielder. He's always attacking midfielders, and attackers are always favorite to win it.
If player like Maldini,
He didn't even win it.
The
He was,
great.
and remember, Cannavaro won that cup
The
because
great.
Because
of
of the
World Cup.
clash with Zizou, yes?
Because of the
Because
clash
of that,
yes. If Zizou didn't do that thing they did in the finals, he would have won it.
Yes.
Because of that
Maldini.
operation.
Then the only African in the list George.
All of most of the attackers that won it. How many goalkeepers that won Ballon d'Or? None. How many defenders? You can count how many defenders that won Ballon d'Or. It's always attacking. That's what I'm saying. You can count it.
Yes.
It's always attackers winning it. And even though they most time they decide the game. Okay, creative shot is saying the number one is one and only Luka Modric.
Currently.
Okay, Samuel is saying, are you from Croatia? Okay, he's asking a question. Bowie, he's asking a question. Bowie is saying, well, Modric can have a mention. Juventus 07, do you think because of Mbappe, Jude has lost his goal scoring this season?
He has played a more relegated role in the midfield.
Maybe it's affecting him. Maybe it's affecting him because he has moved back.
Yes.
It doesn't affect.
It affects. There's nothing.
Look at
There's nothing you
let's
can do.
Let's say this
You
once and for all.
entire.
At Dortmund, he had an Erling Haaland in front of him, and he was still scoring his goals, but his assist numbers went up, sky to the roof. So if only this man, because there were passes they got him at yesterday that against Barcelona, he didn't score those chances. If the front three are scoring the goals that is being provided by Jude Bellingham, his assist numbers will still be up there for the record. So I think those players.
But the question is scoring, not assist.
Those players still
is scoring. We are
scoring,
talking about
not
scoring
assist.
if you assist, if I create chance for you to score and you score, definitely you want to repay the favor.
Not
I
only
mean,
with the favor.
you go at some point. Look at his combination with Julian Brandt and the rest of them in Dortmund. Whenever Haaland scores like 2 or 3, Haaland want to set him up for 1 goal at least. So if Kylian Mbappe or Vinicius was scoring the goals, he's been setting them up for scoring since the beginning of this season. At least once or twice they might have repaid the favor in some games.
Okay, Juventus was it depends on how you see it, but I think that because of Mbappe is in the team, that he is now relegated to more as a proper midfielder now, so he has to play there as a proper midfielder. And Bowie is saying at Juventus it's normal once a striker comes in a club that is comes in a club that the scoring potential of the midfielder will reduce. Yes, it's possible. And Juventus also is saying Jude is doing all the work in the midfield. Still, he is getting criticism. I don't understand why. Well,
same here, bro.
You see, sometimes if for example, if you score 50 goals last season and this season you score 10, everybody will be on you because he performed very, very, very well last season. That everybody is expecting him to continue this season, but the formation of the team have changed. The whole setup have changed because of Kylian Mbappe. Now he's now a proper number 10 for Real Madrid, so he has to be more of a creative player now than a scoring one. So let's see what Real Madrid. Remember that a Clasico, they crashed them. Barcelona trashed them 4-0. So it was very, 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 very poor for them. And I think that them losing Toni Kroos from that midfield last season was at least they have not really balanced it. And the same thing, Juventus 07 is saying they lost Toni Kroos. How they can forget this? So I think how can they forget this? I think losing Toni Kroos from that midfield really, really, really hurt them. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us for today's show. We do this every day. Actually, we do this every morning, 8 a.m. sharp. We are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for Lopez for the money you gifted us. Thank you, Bowie, for the money you gifted us. Please subscribe to our channel, like our content. We have an amazing content. If you go to our channel, we have so many amazing content there. When you go there, like, subscribe. So we are going to be doing this more often. We'll come, we interact, we read your comments here live on YouTube to see what your opinions about football, because football here, we talk football at Volt Sports, we talk football here. Okay, you have one more comment here before we go. Creative Shot is saying there is one thing that every footballer fan have to accept, that Messi is the GOAT, but people love Cristiano Ronaldo more.
Agreed.
We don't want to enter this debate of Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. If you start this debate now, none of us is going home today. So, but
I'll keep quiet because I'm the one they are tackling. I'll keep quiet. I see your comment.
We have to go. Okay, we'll be doing this again. Join us tomorrow.
In about 12 hours from now.
Tomorrow, 8 a.m. Tomorrow, join us live here on YouTube. We're talking about games happening today. Remember, Italian Serie A is happening today. Going to be a whole lot of games today. Napoli and Inter Milan, they are playing today. So it's Napoli and Milan are playing today. So we are going to be talking about them here on the show. Okay, one more comment from Juventus 07. What do you guys think about Sesko for Manchester United? We don't know.
He's not coming.
Let him come to
Victor Gikeres.
Let Amorim come first.
Let Amorim settle in first.
So we'll talk about who they are going to sign, because that's normal thing coaches do. When they go to a new club, they find out a player that they are sure of and bring them to the club. Say if Amorim completes his deal to Manchester United, we probably in January will start talking about if he's going to move Sesko from Sporting Lisbon to Manchester United. But that's all for us today. Thank you for the money. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the subscription, people that subscribe. Thank you. We do this every morning, 8 a.m. We are live here on YouTube and both. Okay, we are still having a whole lot of comments here. Comments. Creative
But
shots.
we have to go.
Creative shots say we want last Messi versus Ronaldo match before they retire. Maybe let them organize a charity match.
I think they will play in the World Cup, Club World Cup.
No, he's not playing. That's playing. Ronaldo is not playing in what
2026.
Which 2026? Okay, Etin Football Channel is saying at least Ten Hag is asked now. Okay, they have sacked him. Juventus 07 say Manchester City already have Haaland. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us on today's show. We'll do this every day tomorrow. Join us tomorrow by 8 a.m. We'll do this again and again and again. We talk football here at Volt Sports. Thank you for joining us. My name is Godwin. He is John. This is Nonso.
I am Newman or Nonso.
You are going to be seeing our faces all the time. Okay, bye guys. 18 football. Bye. Juventus 07. Bye. Lopez. Thank you. I hail you. Thank you for joining us. See you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.
And away we go.
We go.